welcome to Squad, your favorite spot for everything esports and gaming. I'm Marissa. This right here is Drew Face the Killer. That's Matthew Hempstead, and that's Camille. Welcome.
Whoa, why did me and Matt just not get a special intro?
That's kind of bogus.
Well, listen,
I'm way more hyped than you two, baby.
And he's the hype master, and he runs faster. You feel?
Forget it, Marissa. Anyways, if you guys haven't heard, Cyberpunk 2077 will offer all players, regardless of what edition of the game they have, the exact same in-game content. So do you think that more games should be doing this?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good answer. That's some really insightful stuff.
No, because Cyberpunk 2077 seems like just a whole new, exciting adventure. So I feel like whatever they're gonna do, this could be interesting. But let's wait to see what happens with them first.
So what's the point of having more expensive versions of the game then? If you don't get anything else,
you're gonna
just
get
like skins or something.
You're not gonna get in-game stuff, but you may get like a statue.
Cano statue, you know, that's gonna have Johnny Silverhand statue.
It really does depend on what they define as in-game content, right? For example, if they're giving me more avenues, more DLC, more cosmetics, why would I ever buy the collector's edition?
Exactly.
No, but you won't get any of that. So it's not even cosmetics, like nothing extra in-game content
Yeah, so just
will
buy the
be
original
added
version.
to the different editions. So it's all other stuff, like the statues, anything extra will come outside of the game.
Well, I mean, that's kind of fair. At least there's principles they're following.
Yeah.
Like moral principles. Unlike most developers.
Yeah, well, I think they're trying to say, like, they want everyone to have access to the same game and the same experience. We'll see how that holds up, because, like, I feel like a lot of people look forward to getting special skins. And feeling special.
No more special.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. I don't know. I just trust CD Projekt Red at this point, and I feel like everything they've done up until this point has been pretty on the level, so I don't think they would do gamers dirty, honestly.
Yeah.
Don't do us dirty. All right. Well, let's not keep the folks at home waiting and get into it.
Okay.
Marissa and I will debate some hot topics in Unmuted a little later.
Plus, we have a new Rank It with the worst games ever, and I have the news and report it.
Ooh.
But first, there was a lot of tech in action that went down at VS Fighting, so I'm going to break it down for you all right now on Inside Esports.
The switch up. Wait a second. It might not be over yet. No! The EXDP! Go for a corner. The EXDP! They're going to finish it. This is madness right now. What's going on? What is this? This is insane. Down 4 again. 3 lows in a row. 4. I can't call it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside Esports. I'm Matt. This is Drew.
What
and
up, baby?
yesterday we spoke about versus fighting, Street Fighter. Today's all about Tekken. So tell me what went down.
Look, Nee showing himself #1 king of all time, baby. That man won't stop winning, right? He's so consistent. He's the leader of the Tekken World Tour board by a large margin. Like, this is crazy.
Dude,
right?
one day someone's gonna have to learn to take him down, but look, let's not take your word for it about Nee winning. Let's check out some highlights from versus fighting and Tekken 7 to see how Nee took it down.
It's never over till it's over. If you're the Phantom, goes for the mid option. Here we go. Phantom does have rage. Oh, but it's gonna hit. It's gonna crash. The Phantom. Why are you switching the camera? It's never over. Is it over now? No, it's not over still. No, it is. Oh, yeah. Boom. There it is. Next is gonna do it. Oh, the Addy kick, but it's blocked. And Super Akuma with a chance here. Staying alive. Here we go. One more mix up. Has the bar. Can he have done the rage drop? Oh my God! The satellite drop kick. What is going on? This is a beating so far in the second game. Gets the screw attack. Oh! Wow. Over to the wall again. Get back in the corner. Look at the combo. Get back in the corner, sir. And 7 golden letters. The switch up. Wait a second. It might not be over yet. No! The EXDP! Go for a corner. The EXDP! They're going to finish it. Oh! Didn't let it rock.
Using that focus, take a little damage on top of it, and he's just trying to find a way to open him up, back dashes, and just Magic 4.
And Magic 4 super ready for all of Super Akuma's offenses. There we go, and that's going to be all she wrote.
Oh my God,
tension,
what are you doing?
The tension is thick here.
10 seconds, oh my.
Oh, and he was so ready for that.
Rage, he's in rage. You know something big can happen in rage.
And he's waiting for it, being super patient, doesn't want to commit early and eat big damage. This is madness right now. What's going on?
It's madness, Ryan
They are
Hart,
not
it's
pressing
madness.
buttons. What is this? This is insane. Down 4 again. 3 lows in a row. 4. Oh! 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 I can't call it! Oh my God! That was insane!
That was
ridiculous.
godlike.
Knee takes it and is your champion today. What a clutch round that was.
To the surprise of nobody, Knee walked out of Versus fighting as the champion, and of course, I've got Drew here to help me break it all down. I'm tired of asking people, how Knee won events and all that jazz. So I want to know, if you were going up against Knee and you watch him tournament in, tournament out, what are you going to target to try to actually beat him, take him down? Because right now he's proven that he can just take down anybody.
It's gonna be harder when you're fighting literally Tekken, right? This guy's the embodiment of Tekken. This guy's movement is on point. His punching is on point. His character selections and variety is so good. It's tough to figure out what to do against him. I think what people are trying to do, they're trying to match his game plan, which is like, being a little more methodical, waiting and trying to poke at him. I think you just gotta be a lot more aggressive to mess him up, because he likes to wait and think and analyze you when you're like just waiting to see what he does. So it's like, why don't you just confuse him? I think it's tough. He has a lot of problems when he fights aggression. Like Arslan Ash has been able to confuse him when he's so aggressive with his Kazumi. So it's kind of like, guys, maybe we should stop trying to play his game and play our game. So
what about mixing it up in like character select? Bring something different, because I know that's what Chanel does too. He's got like a bunch of characters and you can maybe mix them up with something. Do you think maybe people should go for a character that's not as expected, a little less common? Would that help take down Knee?
Well, that's the problem. Like that might work for a game, but it's not going to work for an entire set.
Right.
It's Knee we're talking about. This guy's really good at adapting. He has so much experience in Tekken. It's like, what are you going to show him that he doesn't know?
Fair enough.
Right? So
Yeah,
it's tough.
Low High was close though. In grand finals, he was close. He took him to the brink, but in winners finals, he got clean swept. So that wasn't so hot, but in grand finals, he made it all the way to go to game 5. So what adaptations did you see from Low High that helped him almost take down Knee once in grands?
Once he got to grand finals, ranked Low High needed to just time his buttons a lot better and just really change his rhythm, because Knee's used to his rhythm, right? You're Korean. He plays you all the time, so you have to change your rhythm. You got to change your patterns. And once you kind of did, he was kind of thrown out for me. Like I said, you can't take a whole set off him. No. You got to keep mixing him up. So it threw him off for like maybe 2 or 3 games, and it didn't work the rest of the set. Like, Knee won again.
Once you get predictable, it's over against Knee, right?
Absolutely.
He knows how to take down everything.
Yeah.
One other guy I want to talk about from VS Fighting was Super Akuma, because he had some crazy moments throughout the entire tournament. So I want to know, like, is it just his playstyle that kind of leads to this crazy moments, or is it just in those final seconds when it's clutch, he just pulls it up?
No, Super Akuma's playstyle is absolutely wild. We saw him win the first Tekken World Tour Premier of the Year with his Akuma because of how he played. He was wild man. Cherry Berry Mango couldn't handle him, and you're seeing that right here. It's consistent. It's a consistent wildness, and I think that's the type of wildness you need when you kind of go up against these Korean players.
It's gonna mix it up, bring something new, right?
All the time.
It's fun to watch though. He had some crazy last second wins. It was super hype. Aside from VS Fighting, there's some other stuff going on right now, because Chikarin flew over to Pakistan to take on some real killers, because it's starting to get some traction over there thanks to Arslan Ash. Yep. He kind of started everything when he took down Knee a couple times. So now watching this stream, what have you kind of seen? How have Pakistan performed against Chikarin?
Dude, there's a 16-year-old kid in Pakistan who beat Chikarin, Jin and Geese.
That's nuts.
10-3. 16 years old. 16 years old. This guy, who knew? This guy can't travel anywhere. Pakistan's getting nerfed by the visa ban, right?
It's true.
This guy's crazy. Like, Pakistan is showing that they're a really strong scene, especially beating Japan's best. Chikarin is Japan's best player, and right now, all of them are either going even or beating him by a large margin, like that 16-year-old kid, Sazine.
So for a while, we thought that we had Tekken figured out, right? It was Knee, the best player in the world, and then everyone just kind of fell in place. But now we've got Pakistan popping up. We've got Arslan Ash showing that he might be better than Knee. So what does this mean for Tekken going forward?
Well, see, that's the thing. There's a lot of hotbeds and scenes that we don't know, that don't have a platform to expose their players with. And when that happens, like, you see stuff like this. You see hotbeds like Pakistan, where like 10 million people and like 10% of them are playing Tekken, right? They're playing Tekken at a high level, their own way, this new wild way that maybe Knee can't adapt to, because why? He's never seen that before. And that's what happens when you get a whole entire hotbed of people who nobody knows these guys. Nobody knows how they play. There's no footage on them, but once they play them, you get confused. Well, and they bring a new spice to that blank canvas that is Tekken.
For sure. I'm hoping we get to see them soon on a big stage, though, because they definitely deserve it if they're putting up results against Chikrin, even if it's like first to 10 unofficial stuff. I want to see them on the big stage, especially at EVO. But we're going to see Arslan Ash at EVO, which is super exciting.
Yes.
And we did make some predictions for Street Fighter yesterday. So first up, Drew, I want to ask, who do you think is going to be someone who cracks on the top 8, someone who surprises and actually makes it to the main stage?
You know, I think a European player is going to make it to top 8. I don't know which European player, but I feel like we're sleeping on that scene so often in terms of global Tekken that nobody, like, they always find a way to do it. So I don't know which European player it will be, but it will be a European player.
Cool. And now, of course, we got to get a winner from you, Drew. It's not, usually it's easy. Usually Tekken's easy if you're picking winners, right? Yeah. Oh, me. There you go.
There you go.
But this time it's a little different. So who do you think is going to take it?
Look, every year EVO has been won by a different person, right? And that person, whoever wins it, never actually wins the Tekken World Tour. So it's very tough to predict. It's very tough to predict for me. But you know what? This man's too dominant. I'm still going with Knee. Still going with Knee.
It's got to be Knee. It's always Knee.
Yeah, it's always Knee, baby.
At the end of the day, when you're crowning a Tekken champion, more often than not, it's Knee.
Yeah, and you know what? Knee is just like 2 letters, T and K, away from being Tekken. You know what I'm saying? So that man is Tekken.
He is Tekken, essentially at this point. Drew, always a pleasure to battle with you about some FGC. For now, guys, we have to throw it over to Reviews Into to check out Fire Emblem Three Houses.
When I was first tasked with playing Fire Emblem Three Houses, I thought, listen, you've got the wrong gamer because this doesn't seem like something I would really get into. I like turn-based battles, but it really depends on my mood jumping into something like this. But I must say, after I downloaded the game and tweeted about it, and had so many people jealous of the game that I was playing, it made me more intrigued and made me want to play it even more and really get into it. So I did. Now, all three of the people at Squad that had to review this game chose 3 separate houses. So I was tasked with choosing the Melee house, which is Blue Lions, and that's led by Dimitri, who is honestly the more boring out of the 3 characters that you get to know and you get to work with. This game surprised me in so many different ways. One, the fact that it honestly felt like I was jumping into a Harry Potter world, except instead of 4 houses, there are 3. And that's what you have to do here. You have to choose a house to play with, and then you strategize with those students that you're teaching to win in battle. And I have to say, the first battle that I chose, although I did not choose the casual ranking, because there are different rankings that you can choose when you start off. You can choose casual or you can choose normal. I chose normal. In casual, none of your troops, none of your mercenaries die at the end of whatever battle they're playing. Like, if you choose normal, you lose them. They're gone forever. So you have to make sure that you strategize appropriately. I did not do that the first time around, even though they really gave you a grace period for your people not to disintegrate. There's a lot of pressure here playing this game, okay? You have to make sure that you strategize. You have to be smart, because each one of your characters that you accrue, all of your students, their lives are in your hands. They really make use of every single tactical strategy that you can think of on the map and play it forward. I love that part, but I loved more of the conversations that I was having in the school with so many of the students and the professors and learning about their different of this game. Just maybe don't pick Blue Lion, because I think that might be the most boring out of the 3. I'm gonna give this game a 4 out of 5.
It's a quiet day for news, but that doesn't mean nothing's happening in the world of esports. Case in point, it's almost the end of July, which means the International 2019 is just a few weeks away, and one team has finally managed to find a new sponsor. Newbie, the Chinese esports org, announced today that it had acquired the former roster of Forward Gaming. In case you weren't aware, Forward Gaming ceased operations earlier this week after it couldn't pay its players or its staff, which sucked for the players as they had just qualified for Dota's biggest tournament the week before. The North American-based squad looked for sponsors in the region, but none came knocking, allowing Newbie to seize the opportunity. Now the Forward Gaming players will serve as a side squad for Newbie, and when you think about it, this is a great change for the players. This year, TI9 will be held in Shanghai, and Newbie is letting the players make use of their Chinese team house and facilities to train. We'll see if that will give Forward Gaming an edge when the tournament begins on August 15th. Overwatch's latest hero, Sigma, was revealed earlier this week, but it's not the only thing Blizzard should be celebrating, as new data has just revealed just how much money Overwatch players have spent in-game. According to Nielsen's Super Data report, Overwatch players have collectively spent $1 billion on in-game items since it launched in 2016. This is purely based off of the purchase of in-game currency and loot boxes, as the Overwatch franchise itself crossed the $1 billion mark back in 2017. It's an impressive figure, but the game is only the 64th video game in history to make that amount of money off of in-game purchases. 5 of Activision Blizzard's other franchises, such as World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, and Call of Duty, passed that milestone a long time ago. With plenty of changes coming to Overwatch in the coming months, however, it's likely that it'll keep raking in the money for years to come. Joy-Con drift is a huge problem for Nintendo Switch owners. After months of complaints from fans and thanks to some high-profile media coverage, some good news appears to be on the way. According to an internal memo obtained by Vice Gaming, Nintendo has told its customer service representatives to no longer charge customers who send in their Joy-Cons for repair. Furthermore, the company will refund those who have already paid to fix the issue, and that proof of purchase and warranties are no longer required to send a Joy-Con in. This is great news for players, though Nintendo has not publicly commented on any specific fixes for the Joy-Con drift problem. Still, this is a good first step, even if this is a problem that won't be going away anytime soon. That's all for the news today. Now let's see if Marissa and Camille can come to love each other in Unmuted.
Welcome to Unmuted. We got your gaming and esports hot topics, hot tweets, and the spiciest memes.
Let's run it down for the noobs. We're going to present all the goodies we've gathered, which we will discuss and most likely argue. But luckily for all of us, there's a mute button here that we could use only once to shut the other up. Shut Marissa.
Yeah, well, let's be honest, we haven't used the mute button in a minute, so maybe we might catfight today. I don't know, who knows? We like it when you call us out when we're wrong and praise us when we're spitting truth, so let's get to it, shall we? We're gonna kick off our first story, because that takes a look at the relationship between streaming and talent management. Cloaksy announced this week that he is signing with Loaded Management Firm, a talent management firm for content creators and gaming influencers. Ninja and Shroud are already signed to the agency, which oversees brand deals, merchandise, opportunities, personal appearances, and more. Over the past couple of years, more streamers have joined firms like this in order to capitalize on their growing brands. Camille, is joining a management firm like this really a necessity for these influencers? Because really, they've already got it made in the shade. These people are coming after them, and someone like Ninja, who had his wife managing him, was kind of taking care of that for a while too.
Well, I think it's like if you have family members taking care of like your stuff, it's good to unload that on someone else because it's just good for your family relations.
Yeah, sure.
But someone who has 1.5 followers, which I think that's what Cloaksy has.
Million?
Yeah, million, 105.
Yeah.
105 million followers. I think for him, it makes sense because that's a lot to deal with. So. From a perspective of gaining opportunities, probably not so much because he's probably getting those opportunities to him. It's more from a management standpoint in terms of organizing his stuff together and not having to deal with that himself.
Right, of course. Also, when it's not connected to you or your family, you're able to negotiate a higher rate or have someone do the dirty work for you. We're seeing this now with Mitch Marner and the Leafs, okay? His agent's really asking for a lot, and none of the blame can go on Mitch Marner because, well, it can go to the management or maybe his dad. You got to pass the buck, right? But with this, true, you can pass the buck, but also with a management firm, it allows for other opportunities because they might get something in for another influencer, but now maybe they make a deal where, well, we have this other influencer we work with too, which is exactly what happened with Apex Legends. Apex Legends took off because of the deals they made with this firm, with these influencers to actually put this in place, and then all of a sudden, boom, blows up. Nothing like that has ever happened before. I think we're going to see more of these management firms come in because we've got more of these influencers popping up, right? That need management.
Well, and the thing is too, it's like you're talking about the deals, but a lot of companies as well would prefer to deal with a management firm because they have prior relationships with their book of products, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So it makes sense. For someone like Ninja who has like a one-on-one relationship with Fortnite, maybe not so much, but he did sign on eventually, right?
Yeah.
But like in terms of the opportunities there, I think a management firm is usually the best choice.
It depends. Just read your contracts, people.
Yeah,
read your contracts,
that's
people.
a lesson that we've seen over and over again, so we should learn it. All right. When it comes to stats in esports, you've got plenty. Kills, deaths, assists, creep score, the list goes on. But the Overwatch League is introducing a new stat to sum up a player's effectiveness. Called the Player Impact Rating, or PIR, the stat aims to showcase how important a player is in team fights, regardless of the role. In a sense, it's like war in baseball, meant to capture how effective a player is, since specific stats don't paint a full pitcher. Marissa, does esports have a problem that could be solved using advanced stats found in other sports? Is PIR a good thing, or?
I don't think that it had a problem not catching stats, but I think it's great that we are monitoring this now because, again, this is important for betting purposes, right?
Yeah.
This is important also for other players to compare themselves to other players. It also will come in handy when it comes to any kind of money that's being given to these players as well, any salaries that might be doled out. You want to make sure that the player you're giving the most money to is the best player on that list. So I do like seeing these stats. It's really important for us as viewers, us as bettors, if we were into that sort of thing. And just for the scene overall, we need this because we need more of these things to attach ourselves to sports the mainstream can someday understand.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned betting because remember, it was the Overwatch League that's coming up with that app that you could actually predict who's gonna win, and then the place your bets app. And the thing is, now with this stat, they didn't go into detail on what this app will have. So I'm wondering if it will have player stats on it now.
And like predictions.
So now people are definitely going to be betting behind closed doors, real money. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like with baseball, especially because we use the baseball reference here, there's so many people that are still into baseball, but the average age of viewers watching baseball is actually in the 50s because a lot of older people really enjoy it. But you see people sitting in the stands, taking down notes, marking down every inning. It's really important to keep stats, right? That's what makes baseball so brilliant, right? So if we can attach stats now to something like Overwatch League, it might make it more interesting for people that don't really know what the F is going on when they're watching. Because let's face it, if you've never played Overwatch before, you don't know what the heck is going on. You see it on your TV, it's just madness.
Or on the flip side, it could confuse things even more for people and make it less attractive to watch. Like stats, yeah, that's fun and all, but it's quite boring for a game like Overwatch.
No. That's not true.
I don't like
What do you mean?
Overwatch,
It makes it more exciting. All right, Camille, that's enough from you. We recently caught up with Brittany Williams from Intel to talk about a new way to combat toxicity on stream.
Intel actually recently partnered with a company called Spirit AI to use machine learning and artificial intelligence to actually reduce toxicity on text and voice chat channels. And it's a moderation tool, really. It's the way of using AI and using machine learning to help predict these toxic behaviors, and then having a human element come in and make the final decision on whether this is toxic enough to actually remove someone from the channel. And it's a way of really leveling the playing field and having more people feel comfortable on these channels.
Okay, so that was at IEM Chicago, but Camille, how effective do you think this AI and machine learning can actually be when it comes to combating online toxicity? Is that possible?
Well, the thing is, it's a really cool idea. Like on paper, it looks like it will work really well.
Oh yeah, anytime anybody mentions machine learning, I'm like, oh, for sure,
it's
that's
gonna
work.
be good. Yeah, it's gonna be good. But the thing is, there's a few issues. It takes time for AI to adapt to the conversations that are happening and understanding what is toxic. And people always find a way around it. So will this be effective in the end, that you're going to see a return where it's beneficial for streamers, for example, to use this? I don't know if we're going to get there.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously with anything, there are certain words that become popular for a minute, or people using like the Pepe meme or Pepe hands. Like those things become toxic for a little while, but then they kind of fall off, right? There's always ebbs and flows to even toxicity, not just life. So it'd be interesting to see how this can actually be implemented and if there will be, long-term effects from it. Because no matter what on the internet, trolls will always find a way.
They always find a way.
And
it's like these Twitch bans that have been happening, right? Like, so Twitch bans people, and this whole idea of it being reviewed by an actual person, you have that at Twitch where some of these channels that are being banned are being reviewed by an actual person, and they're making the wrong decision anyway. So really, is this solving anything? No.
Right, I know. Tyler's like, maybe it'll become a challenge where you can outsmart the machine. That was dad comment.
You know that's already going to be out there for all those trolls. They're going to be like, oh, how can I outsmart this AI? And maybe that's going to actually make them more in chat to be more toxic.
Well, yeah, for sure. There'll be Discord channels, there'll be Reddit threads. There will be a way. They will find a way to just completely dismantle whoever it is they want to dismantle. That's the problem. But I do like that there's something being put into place, that somebody's taking their time and energy and devoting it to combating toxicity, because we need more of this, especially for esports. My God, is it ever rampant. I'm I'm just so tired of hearing even just the racist banter that happens when you jump into a pub. Like, it's not okay.
It's not
It
okay.
needs to stop.
Yeah, it's not okay. And you know what? People, just get behind it and stand up for people.
Just be nice.
And then you don't have to
Just
have
be
these
kind.
AIs being the moderator for toxicity. Okay, for our last story, Nintendo has long banned online Mario Maker 2 levels for using glitches, inappropriate content, and other mysterious reasons. But it appears that Nintendo is also banning offline levels for the same reasons, as several players who have abused a glitch to create levels have been discovered. Again, these are not uploaded to online servers, meaning that they only exist on the specific console they were created on. Marissa, is Nintendo just trying to control too much now?
Okay, what? There was a lot going on there.
So pretty much with this glitch that they're finding, it's one of the main problems. It's a black hole glitch, and it could allow you to spawn infinite numbers of items.
Okay.
And this is usually available offline. But
Okay.
Nintendo is now just taking those levels away and saying, no, you can't use it because there's a glitch in the game. You can't even use the offline.
Didn't this just
levels.
happen? This just happened with Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Like just recently. There was a glitch that players were using to their advantage, but a glitch that they had made a mistake of, and it was already in game.
Yeah.
And then they took it away from them.
But do
and
you
even
think-
though they were using it to their, can we have some fun? Can we have any fun at all? Like, if people can know how to abuse glitches, they should be allowed to abuse glitches. Tyler, shut up. He's in my ear being like, no fun for you. Okay, thank you.
Well, I understand. You know, Nintendo tries to really control their messages, and they have a lot of gamers of all ages playing. So I guess I could understand why they don't want it online, but I just don't get Nintendo's logic for not having it on just one console. Just one.
I just feel like creators and people that know how to do this, because there's a barrier of entry here, right?
Yeah.
So for those people that are able to do it and able to implement this and able to use this to their own benefit, they should be able to do so because they're smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
As long as they're not using it for evil, and as long as they're not using it to, I don't know, put any explicit content out there, put any, penises or whatever it is that Nintendo's trying to protect the
That
player
Nintendo
from.
also puts in their games.
Right, but like accidentally.
Yeah.
Kind of like Disney accidentally puts things in their movies as well. I see you. I know what you're doing, you pervert. I get it. But I just feel like if people are able to utilize or abuse this glitch, then they should be able to do so. I don't like a creative game like this being given to creators and then being taken back in a way that's like, okay, well, you can't be that creative with it. We made a mistake, so you can't be that creative.
Especially pulling down the level. Like, why don't you just patch your game and make it good? Okay.
Oh.
It's time to check in with streamers in Clip It. We love how crazy the Such Dragon can be on his stream. I think his name's Such Dragon. Yeah, can be on stream. But this time it looks like he may have a bug in his system.
Look at the cables look like ROM. Oh crap, how does that happen? Okay. Alright, is that something we need to fix? Is that something? Oh, okay, obviously it is. I guess it's something we need to fix. Okay, we'll fix that. Okay. Excuse me. Oh god. 1 second, please. Excuse me. Thank you. It's almost done. Everything's almost fixed. Jojo. I must have did something.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yo, when we're trying to be creative and like streamers trying to be creative and make really cool transitions, and it all goes wrong.
Yeah, I
know. That sucks.
Yeah, but it's so entertaining that it actually works, right? Like the whole idea and the whole, your goal really while you're streaming live is to be clipped because something funny happened that you didn't plan.
That's true.
So listen, it got clipped and now we're using it on the show and it's entertaining to us. So we're happy for the glitch.
Yeah, and also using JoJo Bizarre's adventure theme, like come on.
Okay.
I see Sushi Dragon.
Are you serious?
I love that.
Are you
That's my
weeb?
favorite part. I
Are
can
you
hear that
weeb
on.
or not?
I can hear that on loop over and
All
over.
right. We're always hearing about dad reflexes, Tyler. But in our next clip, Mrs. Ruby shows off some mom reflexes.
To make something, and the only time adults are allowed on camera is for anything that could hurt them. Oh. All right. Let us not die. Merritt kicked over his stool, and as he was trying to jump off, and then I grabbed him like a ninja.
Yes, moms and dads, honestly, the superheroes of the world, saving kids from doing stupid things every single day.
You know what? I love that though, because yes, dad saves always are out there on the internet, but I feel like moms have a lot of saves, but they go underrated because they're doing them just so often.
Oh my gosh, I know. Moms are often like the unsung heroes of life, really. We don't celebrate them enough. We have Mother's Day, but like, is that enough? No. Listen, if you are connected to your mom in some way, you should definitely reach out and tell her that you love her today.
Yeah, also.
Okay, reach out, send her a text if she uses, you know, smartphones.
If she's on the internet.
If she knows how to do that.
Yeah. Also, like Ruby, she was getting choked out by her son.
I know.
And still saved him like a ninja.
He's so cute.
I would have been like, that's it.
I need to tune into that stream actually more because it seems like it's a good time. All right, it's truly the best time of day when we troll the Twitterverse to bring you all the things that pros bless us with in their timeline. Paladin Amber brings me joy because she tells the dum-dums out there where they need to go in a very digestible way. She says, PSA for all my whiny babies out there who are sick of seeing my tweets. Listen, y'all ever had the Twitter tour? If not, allow me to introduce you to the mute feature. Y'all can and should be using technology appropriately. If not, yeet your phone away because the vids just keep coming. I stand for this queen so hard.
Yeah,
I love how just in the past, I would even say month, she's ramped up her quality of production, number one. She's ramped up the way she's completely destroying trolls online. I love it because the more attention you get, unfortunately, the more trolls you're gonna get as well. And she's handling them
it really well.
so perfectly. That's exactly how it should be. They need to be told where to go. Little whiny babies, seriously, there is a mute function. You can figure it out. Quit being friggin' dum-dums. Okay, thanks.
Well, there's also a lot of old creepy men out there that probably just don't know how to use their Twitter, so they don't even know where the mute function is. So let's build a diagram. What to do, diagram. Let's do it.
It's old, young, it's all kinds of people just thinking that they're hilarious, sending her DMs or whatever it is, telling her that they're sick of seeing her videos. Like, it's too bad because she's gonna keep posting them.
Don't watch.
Mute her.
All right, trigger warning on this next one from Courage. The first Transformer movie with Shia LaBeouf is better than all the Star Wars movies? I only tweet facts? What? Courage! Are you crazy? I have a problem with this. You can't put Shia LaBeouf in like a better space. Oh my God, I can't even. Then Star Wars, are you? Oh my gosh, and you're talking about the original? A New Hope?
Okay. I'm just gonna mute her because like Camila she read about the trigger warning. She warned about the trigger warning and then didn't actually follow suit. He's just triggering you. You totally fell for it. Oh my God, Camila, honestly. Okay, listen, we will move on. Some people will do anything to be on top. This is Fudo. He focuses on an Evo win. And what we need to talk about here is, yes, focusing on the win, and I hope that works for him. I really do, because that water looks really cold.
I was still muted, but I'm not.
No, you're not. The water looks really cold, so you know what that means, fellas. Shrinkage. You know what that means. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
I love his getup because it's very loose.
Yeah.
And I feel like if the water was warmer, a lot of that would be happening. But you reminded me, it is cold.
Yeah, no.
So it's very close to his body.
For sure. I just hope that works for him. Honestly, I do. I love that. It was a nice visual.
Yeah. You gotta be one with nature and let your ones be one with nature.
All right. Wait, let's move on because it's time to get some crowd control. This is where we showcase some of the great or simply dank things the community has been making. Our first post is from the Imager user, I'm Freeway. He shows us that Pokemon can be very protective. She's taking move along. Oh my goodness.
I love the,
They're cute.
They are cute. I love the interspecies Pokemon relationship that's going on, the Lapras and whatever else that Pokemon is, I don't know what that is.
People have been crushing Pokemon Go lately, like more than before. It's having a resurgence. So many people out there on the streets just absolutely crushing, getting their Ks in, getting their movement.
Going back?
No, I haven't gotten it back because, as we all know, I broke my elbow playing Pokemon Go.
It's a traumatic experience to go back and open up the game.
Because I'm really dumb and I was playing it while riding my bike. You shouldn't be playing it while operating a moving vehicle. Okay, that's rule number one. But I was wearing a helmet, so luckily. But that's the thing. Like people died.
Yeah.
Like I walked off a cliff. You can die playing Pokemon Go because you're not paying attention because you just focus so much on your tablet or your phone that you can't get it together. Like, yo, no, it's dangerous. Be careful out there, people.
You can die, but if my last thing I'm looking at is that cute little couple, I'm okay with it.
Don't lie.
All right. Next up is a post from artist Mart Verkus, who made a comic strip breaking down different games' weapons mechanics. Here are a couple of my favorites. Call of Duty, you have a weapon and a headset because words hurt more than bullets. And Borderlands, you have a weapon, you hoard weapons until you find a similar but slightly better weapon.
Yeah.
That is so true. That last one is really true. That is like all of my Borderlands playtime.
I love it. This is like an artist rendition, but I swear to God, like I probably could have made that comic.
Marissa.
No, seriously, like don't you remember making comics in school? Like that's what it looks like. That I made it in elementary school. I like the vibe. Like that's cool.
Calling the artist out. Oh my gosh.
I should share one of the comics I made.
Can you?
They're really funny to look back on. Yeah, I wrote
Can you?
I did a little storyboard about you know what? I'm not going to talk about it because it is super embarrassing. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry I brought it up. Listen, let's keep spitting hard truth. Their last post from Reddit user Razil the Vampire. Okay, that's how you remember a game. That's how it really is. Aw, it's so true. We keep our memory, right? Like even just looking back on like Mario 64, in my mind, those were the best graphics and that was the best times, the best video game I've ever seen. Like that was my childhood, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but how it really looks like, well, you go back to it now, it's pretty polygon-y.
Does that change your impression of the game? Like, if you were Ghost, I know you've been spitting like, oh, you're all about Mario Sunshine and glorifying it. Did you go back and play it and see the graphics?
Yes.
Does it hold up?
You know why? Because Mario Sunshine is one of those games that's amazing to watch in a speed run.
Okay.
So much fun to watch. So yes, I have looked back and watched it. I still think that like in my mind's eye, yes, it's still wonderful, it's still beautiful, and I still think it's the best Mario game ever made. Come at me, bro. It's too late to mute me. That's it for me to remember. You can always hit us up on socials at Squad State. Just say hi or send us some stuff to react to. We'll see you next time. Kicking off our list of the worst games ever made is E.T. the Extraterrestrial for the Atari 2600. First off, that's what E.T. is supposed to look like. He looks like a little gremlin. And don't get me started on those dots that are supposed to be Reese's Pieces. You're supposed to collect pieces of a phone so that E.T. can phone home. But the controls are horrible, the graphics are bad for a game released in 1982, and it only took 5 months to make. Maybe that explains why this game sucks. This is one of the first video games to be based on a movie, and is easily the worst. It sold so poorly that Atari took hundreds of thousands of unsold copies of the game and buried them in a landfill in New Mexico. People thought it was an urban legend, but nope, they're really buried in the New Mexican desert. So if you want a heavily crushed copy, there's plenty to pick up. Did you know that Nintendo released the Legend of Zelda game on a non-Nintendo platform? If you don't, that's because Nintendo has stricken them from the history of one of its most beloved franchises, and it's easy to see why.
Yeah, that old Ganon's no match for the king.
Link, go to Gamelon and find my father.
Great! I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos!
Link, the Faces of Evil Zelda, The Wand of Gamelon, and Zelda's Adventure were 3 games not made by Nintendo and released on the Philips CDI. The results were this unholy abomination, featuring stilted animated cutscenes, horrific voice acting, and gameplay that is completely unlike the Zelda series. It's easy to see why these games are horrible.
Keep going, boy. You're doing really well. Once you get rid of Ganon, we can get back to fishing.
Who thought this was a good idea? No wonder Nintendo doesn't let other developers handle their IP anymore. At number 3 is Ride to Hell Retribution, a game that has to be seen to be believed. You play as an ex-Marine hunting down the biker gang that killed his brother, and it is one of the most broken games ever made. You can fight enemies in hand-to-hand combat, shoot them, and drive a motorcycle down some of the worst highways ever. This would be ambitious, but none of it works. Everything you do is buggy. Everything. And the writing does not help matters, as it's filled with plot holes and dialogue that doesn't make any sense. Oh, and I forgot to mention the fully clothed sex scenes. Those are great for all the wrong reasons. God, how can anything be worse than this? Oh, right. Our number 2 pick is worse than that. Superman 64 is a legendary game for all the wrong reasons. Lex Luthor has trapped several of Superman's friends in virtual reality, and the only way to save them is by flying through a bunch of rings. Yep, just flying through rings over and over, with some of the worst controls ever designed on your side. There are 14 buttons on the N64 controller, and no one made a button to grab things. And since you have to grab objects in most missions, you'll have some problems. Superman is awesome and extremely powerful, yet this game makes him as tough as a piece of paper towel. Superman 64's levels are poorly designed, featuring an ugly green fog that covers everything, and have enemies that are about as intelligent as a cardboard box. This is truly bad, but even this doesn't compare to our number 1 pick. Big Rigs Over the Road Racing is the worst game ever made. It's ostensibly a racing game featuring semi-trucks, but it fails to accomplish anything. For starters, your opponents will never finish a race, either stopping before the finish line or not moving at all. There is no collision detection, meaning you can just drive through everything, and it looks incredibly bad. If you look closely, the taillights are about 10 feet behind the truck itself. The game is clearly not complete, with bad sound design, horrific controls, and more bugs and glitches than every other game on this list combined. But what truly sets it apart is how it violates nearly every known law of physics. There is no max speed when reversing. You keep going faster and faster until the world begins to collapse as you travel faster than the speed of light itself. And the best part is, no matter what you do, the game will never crash. So sit back, hit reverse, and behold the worst game ever made. Oh yeah, those are some bad games, but I want to know from you guys what is the one bad game that you played that you remember? That's like, that's it. This is the worst game I've ever played.
Well, what qualifies as bad?
Like,
because
so, like,
there's like terrible gameplay or there's terrible concept.
I feel like when they both come together, it's magic.
If you want a terrible concept, there's a game back in 1982 called Beat 'em and Eat 'em.
Oh no!
And I don't need to describe it. It was for the Atari 2600.
2600.
And my God, it's pretty graphic. So check it out, guys. We're not gonna B-roll it here, but check it out.
Beat 'em and eat 'em. No, I think it would be Quiet Man for me because like that game was just painful to play.
I played Vector Man for Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
That was terrible because nothing looked like it made sense. And as a kid, I'm a visual kind of guy.
Yeah.
Everything needed to make sense. Like the balls were grabbing onto things, and I was like, "Where's my momentum? Where's the physics going on?" I was a really smart kid, but like, that was a really dumb game.
You were deflect.
That was a really dumb game.
How about you, Marissa?
Yeah, I feel like when a game is broken, I feel like maybe that should just be nixed from the conversation because it's so broken that you can't even play it, that you can't even decide if it's really good or bad. That should just be gone. But there was a game that we had on Reviews in the Run called Chicken Coop.
Oh,
and that kind of made our top list of worst game of all time. You can look it up. It's still out there. I feel like any of the third-party games that came out for the Wii should just make the list. There were so many awful third-party games that Nintendo had to actually put rules in place that limited the amount of third-party games that were available on following platforms because they were so bad. But we should move on and play a game that isn't so bad. Shall we? A little Gang Beast?
Sure. Oh, Gang Beast.
Let's hit the streets.
I think you two should go first because apparently you guys were practicing beforehand, which is not fair.
All right, Drew.
All right, man. I mean, like, you know, Gang B. Shouts to Tim Schafer. This stuff is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Marissa, what should my outfit be?
Oh, panda.
Panda or penguin?
So Matt, you're the green one?
I'm the green one.
Oh, not
Oh, look at your little paws.
Drew, what color are you gonna be?
Pink.
Okay.
Is there random stages here?
I'm a pirate with a mustache. See,
okay, so this is a Double Fine game, yes?
I believe so.
Yeah.
From
Shouts to Tim Schafer, baby.
Yeah.
What's
okay.
happening?
Oh,
here
you
we
just
go.
changed skin color.
And I think he changed teams. You don't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
do
you
that.
want-
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
don't join his team. There you go.
Yeah.
PlayStation controllers. What's going on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt.
God. I pressed X.
Okay, we swear Matt is like one of the best gamers at Squad.
This is a poorly made menu.
Yeah.
Okay, press X to submit.
Well, why is X changing things?
Okay.
Oh, no, because you got to move up
you have to move
start.
up.
Yeah.
Oh my. God.
Oh,
Look,
no.
Okay, Matt,
I'm a
honestly.
computer gamer.
Okay, Drew,
alright?
can you
That's
press
it.
X to
We're
start?
good,
Okay.
There we go. All right, hands up, baby. Let's run it.
Next time we'll get a mouse out here for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to No Man's Sky for terrible games.
Okay.
I feel like Tyler
On release.
just died somewhere.
Unreleased. Yeah, no, they've definitely cleaned up their act
fair.
for sure. To be fair, they've cleaned up their act. It's a wonderful game now to play if you guys want to get into No Man's
True.
Sky.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Jump across free. Thermos fist.
Oh my god, Drew, watch out.
Come here. Feel the wrath of the panda.
Yes.
Are you trying
Get
to
him,
grab him?
Panda.
Oh
Get
my
him.
gosh.
No, pirates live forever, baby. We gonna make you extinct like China did.
Wow.
Oh my God.
PETA. Come here.
PETA.
Drew, get out.
No, my hat.
Watch out.
This is the longest game of Gang Beasts I've ever seen.
It
My
actually
source of
is.
power. I'm out of
I
here,
like how
baby.
you guys are actually trying to grab each
Come
other
here.
to throw each other
No.
in, though.
Running for his
No.
life.
Not just be each
No,
other.
no, pirates live forever.
I gotta juke you.
Oh no.
I'm
Oh
going
my
to
God,
Cambodia.
Drew. Quit being a
Drew,
baby.
face him like a man.
No.
Come here.
Camille, that was sexist.
Oh!
Here we go.
Oh no.
The bars, bro. Come here, Drew.
Oh my
I'm taking you with me. We're doing it.
Okay, there's got to be a record for longest game of Game Beast.
Oh no.
Matt's getting killed.
Matt, what happened, Matt?
Yeah.
No one wants
He's out.
panda sausage.
Drew's strategy is just jump.
Come here.
Jump on him, jump
How do I
over
throw it?
him.
I'm out of here.
Isn't there like
Jump to avoid.
Isn't there like a boost situation where you can go
I
across the
believe
screen?
there is, but
Oh!
what?
How are you not
serious?
dead? Get grinded.
You gotta go into the middle. You have to throw him into the middle.
Drew, you're resilient, damn.
I cannot believe this man has got at least 10 lives.
Drew's like crawling on you like.
Now he's knocked out. Do you knock him out?
Oh my god.
I should be a
Get in.
UFC
Here we go.
fighter.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh
Uh
The grabs in the hold in this game. Oh,
oh. Okay, I call not it playing Drew or Matt. This is like.
they're really good.
Oh no, Matt!
These things, someone forgot to turn on the grinders.
Yo, is baby mode on or something? You guys have not died
Maybe
yet.
we're just really good.
Maybe
This is the dumbest game of Gang Beasts I've ever seen.
So how long's the lounge segment? Because we're going for the whole thing.
We're going the whole day, baby.
I love this.
I'm
Dude,
never
I'm going
giving
my
up.
arm.
I'm never giving up. I'm never giving up.
Maybe just throw him in
Never
the pink
stop,
thing.
never stopping.
I'm never stopped. Good
That's
shout out to
right.
Pop Star.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, kick him in, kick him in.
Oh, the move.
That mash out. I got him.
Oh no!
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
going in with
Here we
you.
go. Don't, Matt. Oh my God.
No, Matt!
Yes. Yes. Look at me go, baby. Look at that.
Damn it,
Oh,
Drew.
baby.
Oh my God.
The domination into
Matt, you are a fighter. You tried
Okay,
to fight your way out of that
That was
one.
incredible. I cannot believe the amount of time Drew came back. Like,
I'm master. Oh, this is second stage.
it's incredible.
You had a lot of reversals too with his hold, man. You like reverse held him.
Get out of
Oh,
here.
whoa!
Oh, here,
That was
okay,
close, that was
this
close.
is gonna be quick, I think.
Yes, true. Oh.
Drew's not an advantage for this one because he usually likes to jump. So like you gotta be careful.
Oh, it's gravity.
Yo, Spade.
Come here, Drew. Drew, hold my hands like we're skydiving.
God.
Oh yeah, we gotta do it. Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, get it, baby. Oh man.
Some may say
Oh
we're
no.
No, oh, you're so lucky.
Some may say we're recreating the scene from Agent Smith and Neil.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
The
this is
Matrix.
amazing.
Usually when you guys play, these games last like 5 seconds.
Yeah, when Brody and I play. I've never seen a tango quite like this one.
Drew, come here.
Get on, patty cake.
I think the gravity is gonna change the fans on. It's going.
Oh my God.
No,
Push him over. Push him over.
Yo, Panda. Yo, Panda.
Matt, come on.
no. Look at this.
Are you kidding?
I'm coming.
Oh my God.
coming.
Panda. Panda, climb. Panda, climb.
I'm coming.
Panda. Panda.
Where am I?
Matt, you gotta get out of there.
Matt. Oh my God. Panda, no. Panda. Oh my.
You know,
Drew's invincible.
Are you kidding me?
You guys want to go?
Okay, there's actually 5 minutes left, so I feel like Matt.
We need to see you
I
win.
would like to see Matt win one.
I feel like I'm dominating, but then Drew just
That's what I
hangs in there.
mean.
Well, I think you're more aggressive. Like,
Here we
you
go.
aren't really trying to throw him off. Drew's just trying to run.
Okay, here we go.
Maybe the place to run away from Drew.
Oh no, he's
knock him off. Kick him. Kick him.
He's losing his
Punch him in the
footing.
face.
He can't do it.
Are you kidding me?
You have to go first.
Are you kidding me? Panda, all you had to do was stay on the train.
The wood block took me off. The wood took me down with it.
All right. It's okay. Losing
Matt, you had an
so far for Matt.
opportunity.
One more.
All right.
That's it. You're going for a ride, Drew.
I don't know. I'm concerned about all the real estate we have here to fight that it'll never end. Okay. Warming up.
Play footsies right now.
Warming up for the battle.
They're just feeling it out.
Left hook. Come here, Drew.
Here we go. Here we go.
Matt,
come
this
on,
is what you
Panda.
need.
Come on, Panda. Oh, jeez.
I'm beating the hell out of him, though.
The amount of button mashing that you can hear right now.
Drew, get off the map.
Let's go.
Matt.
There's no like actual throw button. You just hold him above your head.
No, there's got to be a dash, though. I think there's a dash.
There is like a charge
What's
attack.
triangle? Here we go.
I'm just pressing all the buttons now. What does this do? Nothing? What does this do?
I don't know.
Nothing? What does this do?
There's got to be.
Oh, okay. That's fall on your face.
Okay.
But that's a good dodge move.
Yeah. Spin move.
Drew, come here.
Come on. Drew, oh my god. Okay.
Get off.
Yes, let's go. Let's toss him. Come on.
No.
Drew, let go.
Come on.
Drew, let go.
I have him behind.
Drew.
He's good.
Drew is fighting for his life.
Drew's unkillable.
Drew, oh my
I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn.
Oh man.
This is.
Come here, Drew.
This is not good. This is. At least knock him out. You know, you can knock him out and
The
toss him.
punches are a little delayed, so it's a little. All right,
I mean,
slugfest.
Yeah, slugfest. Let's go.
Oh no.
Knock him out, then toss him. Let's go. Oh my god.
Oh wait, can you throw him off anywhere
He's
else
gonna get
that's
arthritis.
easier? Like you guys are really sticking to this corner
Here we go.
here.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Come on, Panda.
You got me.
Oh no, there's a ladder. Just DK him
That's
out.
it. We're going.
You're in
Just
trouble.
drag him off. Drag him off.
You're in trouble.
No, punch me.
Drew. Oh my god.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yes!
Just take him with you. Take him with you.
No! Oh my god.
How do you do this, Drew?
Okay,
Drew's playing
and the way
defense.
he's hanging out, just watching him down there, you are sick. You
I
are
am.
savage.
I am.
I appreciate you for being on the couch and playing and destroying Matt. Honestly, Matt is such a good gamer, and I'm concerned that you might be his only true opponent
Maybe.
at this point.
Well, Drew won now 2 days in a
Drew
row.
with the defense.
2 days in a row,
Yeah,
baby.
okay, fine. He is champion. Champion during the gang beast. We appreciate you, fam.
No problem.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Tomorrow we will be back with more Unmuted, and on Inside Esports, Zerk will be talking about I Am Chicago.
Oh yeah, meanwhile, be sure to check out all our socials at Squad State, where you can have lots of fun with all the content we made for you.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.